this is Sunava.
And this is Johannes.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are giving you a preview of a game called Thiefdom. This is a new game from Karma Games by designers Juma Aljuju and Simon Schmieder.
It plays from 1 to 4 players in 1 to 2 hours.
Yes, so before we say anything else, this is a non-paid preview. If you want to know more about how we handle previews, you can go and check out the video in the description or up here and find more about how we do these things.
Yes.
With that out of the way, let's talk about this game, Thiefdom. Karma Games, they made one game which we really love, called Classic Caledonia.
That's a good game.
And now they're doing new games. And
Which
this
are
is
different
one of
games.
them, yes. And also an expansion actually for Classic Caledonia.
That's cool.
But this video today is about Thiefdom, which is a pick up and deliver. They're calling it like a sandbox pick up and deliver game. You are going to be a clan of thieves. And you're going to move around the city and try not to get caught by the guards. You're trying to steal stuff and sell it and do smuggling contracts and be the thief with the most points, because then you will be the master of the thieves and you will be the guild new master of the thieves, which probably gives you some things that's after the game, so we don't know what happens, but in the game the player with the most victory points is gonna be the winner. Before we go into anything else, everything you see in this video is
prototype components provided to us by the publisher.
We did not make it ourselves.
No, that would be
true.
horrible.
That would be like a drawing that I did, like a stick man. I can't draw, so it would be like a stick man. This looks better, but just so you know that things might change and everything is in prototype form, even though it looks very nice.
Yes.
So let's start talking about stuff. Sorry.
Yes, prototype components, even though they are prototype, I forget that they are because they look so good. And even though you might look at the pictures and be like, oh, the city or what it's supposed to look like looks a little chaotic when you don't know.
I know. What else would you think it would look like? Like
a
city or what else it's supposed to look like? An elephant?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, you get a much better, impression of it in real life.
Yes, it's one of those artworks, and this happens from time to time. People are like, oh, this looks like a mess, or this looks... I'm not saying that this game does that, but this is one of those games where I saw pictures of the board, like 2D pictures up front, and then I saw it in my life, with my eyes. In real life things, it looks way better. Hopefully you get a feeling of how it looks on the pictures that we have taken, that you will see.
Components look, is really nice quality. The guards give me a really Rusty Lake vibe. They look really creepy.
And if you don't know what Rusty Lake is,
it's amazing. Yes. But the rulebook, because the game has that as well.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that a lot because it's in prototype stage, but it's enough to learn the rules. And if they take that and clean it up a bit and put it into a book, it's probably going to be fine. But I cannot say anything about how the rulebook for this game is. What we can say is that they're pretty good play rates for the game, which we are
glad
big fans of.
Yes.
Not like the thing that blowing with the wind, but the fan.
We're so big fans.
We're like always like wearing these fans on our... No, sorry.
Yes.
But they're both like a symbology because the game is pretty symbol heavy. And I'm not going to name companies, but some companies should learn from this about when you have symbols on your card, you shouldn't have to guess what they mean. You should be able to look at a symbol overview and understand what it means.
Yes.
And I feel like it was done very well here, so hopefully it's not going to get worse in the actual game, which would be weird. Like we're going to take away the player rates, but player rates here are good, both for the symbols and the actual thing.
Yes, we have played this game with 2 and 3 players, and it has taken us about 1.5 hours to 2 hours.
Yes.
And I liked, like in all of these games, you have to kind of choose between a lot of interaction and short player time, I feel like, or play time. Yes. So it kind of in this game feels kind of the same way to me. I would love for the game to be a little shorter than when we have played it, but I also really like the interaction with 3 players, and I would imagine that is pretty cool with 4 as well.
Yeah, and as always, we have played the game a handful of times. We have not played the game enough to be like snappy decisions because, but you're gonna talk more about the actual reasons why it may take a little time and be a bit AP prone when we talk about the rest of the video, and the rest of the video is happening now. Yes, we're back. I don't know, we didn't go anywhere. You just went quiet and we continued the video. The game is a pick up and deliver game, and we were thinking, How many pick up and deliver game have we played?
Not many.
No.
I'll tell you that. I can't name them.
No, but we actually found out, like, we went to BGG and went,
Yes.
like, what is a pick up and deliver game? And many of the BGG listed ones, like, that doesn't feel like a pick up and deliver game. But you have some, like, Outer Rim we played, Istanbul, you have other games.
Broom service.
Brooms,
We've
yes.
played that. Yeah, that
we
is a
have. That's
pick-up,
absolutely
yeah.
a pick up and deliver game. It's not a mechanism that we usually go for. And then, like, the things we're going to say about, because I felt like this game was pretty unique.
Oh, yeah.
And there might be games out there that does these things, but we don't know. So for me, it felt like a pretty fresh design because of how you did things. They said that it was like, or they said, like they and us. The publisher is saying that this is a sandbox game, which is like a newer thing. I feel like it started kind of with Sia and then Western Legends and all of those. How do you feel like this like gives you a sandbox feel?
There's you can do whatever you want to basically.
Which basically is sandbox.
You can also like you can choose to sit in a corner and not do anything. But I feel like
Reality
you can kind of
gnome
do that in
being like-
any game. But yeah, I kind of get that description of it.
Yep.
But I didn't feel like now I'm in a sandbox game. Do you get what I'm?
It's not about sandboxes. Like
No.
that's not the theme.
I was so disappointed.
No, but the thing is that it's not one of those games like, for example, Western Legends. You can be like, I'm going to be the sheriff or I'm going to be an outlaw. Here it's like you're going to be a thief.
You're a thief, yeah.
But it's not like I'm going to be the guards now. Kind
No,
of.
but you can go like heavy for like I'm going to steal all the paintings.
Yes.
I will just do that. But if everybody else is going for the paintings, that would be difficult.
I'm gonna say like it feels more of a nice blend of strategy and tactics.
Yeah.
Because everything you do kind of takes a long time.
Yeah.
You said like after the first time you play, like every round feels kind of like the first time you play feels kind of suboptimal because you kind of think things will take less time.
Yes.
And then it doesn't.
The first time we played it, because this game has a really great tutorial
2
round.
thumbs up. Boom.
I absolutely loved it. I was very skeptical at first, but it basically just tells you what you're doing on your first turn.
Yeah, just to learn the game.
Yeah, and it was so clever. I was just like, I would never think of this.
No.
It was so cool moves. And then the whole game, I was just like, what have I accomplished? Nothing.
I cannot do anything now, but that is as cool as the first round.
yeah.
But I think like that is important to know the first time you play it, is that it's gonna feel like, for example, if I wanna grab a painting and I wanna deliver that painting and maybe something else to be able to get some points, and that may take like 2 or 3 rounds for that one thief.
Oh yeah.
And that is half the game. So when you know that and you get into it again, it's easier from the second time you play because you kind of know the how the game flow and the timing of the game. And what I was trying to say, or not trying, but before we started off the tangent, was like the tactics versus strategy.
Yes.
Because I might have this strategy that it's going to be, I want to go and get this painting, and then I want to go and deliver it, and then I'm going to go and get these resources to go here and deliver that. But there's so much stuff that's going to come in your way, both positive and negative. So you kind of have to change up and be like tactical and, because this happened or this person is there, I need to go there instead, and all of that. So let's talk about that, because there's a lot of interaction in this game.
Yes, there's a lot. And what I do on my turn will heavily influence what might be possible to do on your turn. I really like that in addition to moving your thieves around, you're also moving the noble people.
Noble people.
People you can rob, essentially. That is what they do.
They're there for your joy of robbing them.
So you can move
caravan?
those around. Yes, and a caravan, which you can also rob. And the guards.
Which you can also rob.
Yeah, you can, but you can also like put them in the way of people so they don't, can get arrested if they try to go somewhere.
Yeah, I think like I really like that because you are all the characters, like the nobles and the guards have letters like A, B, C, D, and you're gonna get a guard card basically, which can tell you which characters you are moving on your turn, and then those are gonna go like rotate around, so you know, next round you are gonna do them. So I might like place myself in a way, I know I'm before you next round, so now I know that I can stand here and that's gonna be safe because then I can move before you do that, and all of that. We're gonna soon talk about how like the timing and all that works, but just like this is a game that can be mean.
Yeah.
Because this is a game that you can play like we play, kind of like Care Bears. So we end up and we play safe.
Yeah.
Like, or thieves are like, oh, I'm gonna hide in this building. I'm gonna
Yes.
hide in this building. No one can take me. But you can also play it in a way where if you are a group of people who like more cutthroat games and taking risks, you can be more aggressive with how the guards work. Because we basically had one arrest. In all the games we played, we had only one arrest, and that was by a noble person who arrested them because they were wanted for robbing the caravan.
Oh, yeah.
So the guards never took anybody, and that might, I think it will happen, but it didn't happen for us because the way that we played.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. And the thinking there is very, I feel like how you describe the thinking that you're doing is really how the game blends tactical and strategical decision making, but also what adds a lot of time to this game, because you're doing a lot of thinking about, oh, if I go there now, then you maybe place this as your like second action.
Yeah,
and
because
then...
just briefly explain that before that, or you can explain it. I don't care.
No, please.
Yes, I'm the explainer of things, and I will do it now. Here you go. It's now. You are gonna get 4 tokens which have numbers on them, 1, 2, 3, and 5. No, it's 4. Haha. You're gonna place those. You have 3 guards, now 3 thieves, and you have like your guard card. And before the round starts, everyone's gonna plan basically the order of their actions, and that might take a while, depending on how you are set up and what is important for you, depending on how the board looks and the player order. That may take some time. But then when it's my turn, things might have changed, so I might have to think again. And it's not a case of I cannot think about my plan before it's my turn, which happens in some games, but I might have to change my plan depending on the order of things other people did things in. That I was like, no, you did that before, then I have to change this thing. Especially like you have only 6 rounds, and if you are in a house and somebody puts a guard outside that house, the only door in and out of the house, you're not going to get to do anything with that one thief. And that might be, of course, that's good playing by the other players, blocking you in that way. But that's something that, it's not a negative for me, but it's something that you should know. Like, it's a game that can be mean. It can be like blocking you from doing your whole turn. But there's a lot of AP possibilities in this game as well.
Yeah, I agree. I really like how the game feels a little different from time to time, depending on how the map is set up. You have some like, what do you call it, the caves? No, it's not a cave.
Catacombs.
Catacombs that you can travel, like fast travel. Yeah, video games is in my mind right now. So the last time we played, all of those were really close to each other, so that made it really hard to travel to the other side.
Which have villas that you can take things from.
Yes.
Rob them.
Yeah, and that also changes up all the other locations on the board. And I also like the friends that you can get at the bar, which gives you these cool abilities and also this equipment that you can. And sometimes they are one-time use, and they can be like final scoring on the friends can give you final scoring. So there's a lot of things that you can get.
Yes, I think like the variability here is high, even though you're doing kind of the same things. The way you move, the order of things you can do, where the guards are, and all of that is going to change out how the game feels. And with all of these games which are as interactive as this one, it's gonna be a game where the interaction makes also a lot of the replayability of the game.
Yeah.
I think like I was trying to, or I was saying like the one negative thing really is the length of the game, and that is because of the AP of thinking of, okay, because sometimes it's really like, okay, but then I have to go there, and the next one I have to go there, but can I do that before you go there and do that? And then I need to be able to go there. I will try to get that gear, maybe that is still there because an offer of gear, I will try to get that, and then I can use that to do this, and then you have to change it because, oh, no, you move the guard there, and that's now impossible for me to do. So I have to change my whole plan.
Yeah.
And I think that you can get some of that down if you play it a lot, but it's not a quick game, basically. It's one where you just have to know that there's going to be, if you play with people who like to min-max thing, or if you play with people who like to to plan ahead and know what they do. And I kind of feel like you need to in this game.
Yeah, I'm a little unsure about
Yep.
that, because you can have like a plan, and then when you flip your number and be like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do now,
Yep.
you can then change your plan. So if you're playing with a group that are good at just like changing their plan like a little spontaneously, I don't think that time is gonna be a huge problem. It's with people like me that are min-maxing.
No, and me
things.
as well.
Yes.
Like if you know your group is like us, then
But it's not like super punishing. You
No,
can
no,
always change up your plan. It's like it's not a programming game where you're just like, I'm gonna do this and you have to do it. You can change your plan.
That is true. So who might this be for? And the weight of the game, I feel like it's a medium game.
Yeah, I agree.
Just like in the slash in the middle, it's not super heavy, it's not super light. There is the actions make sense. All of it makes sense. I think like you need to like interaction.
Yeah, I think so too. If you don't like interaction, if you're a Care Bear group, I think that the game will fit groups with you can hide inside buildings. I think that will be fine. But it also fits people who likes to stick like poke around just to be annoying and stuff. I think it can fit both groups.
And that is a great positive.
Yes,
like
I
there
agree.
is, you can play it like in many different ways, and they're kind of like the sandboxy feeling comes in. Like
I agree.
the group, the meta of how you play the game is going to be different from group to group, and that is interesting to see how other groups have played this as well. Of course, it's a pick up and deliver game, so if you hate those, then it's not going to be fun probably.
No.
But I like this quite a bit. I didn't feel like the pick up and deliver is not a mechanism I'm like trying to find games in, but this one was, as far as I know, it's like it felt pretty unique and one that I would suggest you check out if anything in this video sounded interesting.
Yes, and I also like the pick up and deliver in like a setting of thieves. I thought that was
the theme is great.
Really like cool and unique, and I really love the theme.
That is true. So we hopefully the things we said in this video helped you understand if this game might be for you or not. If you think it might be for you, or if you just want some more information or see some other videos about the game as well, then you can go and check out the Kickstarter link in the description. If you don't think it might be for you, then go and play something else, because there's so many games out there to play. And that is the end of this video. If you are still here and you enjoy what we do, then you can help us out in a big way, which is a small way for you and big for us, by giving us a victory point.
Yeah, and you can give us that by clicking that subscribe button down there. You can even click the bell to get notifications every time we post a new video.
And that is the end of this video. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye bye.